Stop scrolling. What you're about to see looks like ordinary pocket change, but it could be worth more than $1.4 million. These are 5 wheat pennies from the 1940 series, coins so rare, so mysterious, that collectors around the world would pay insane money just to own one of them. And today, they're all right here. Most people have seen pennies. Most people have spent pennies. But almost nobody knows that some of these tiny copper coins can change your entire life. What makes these coins special? Why are collectors hunting them like hidden treasure? And how can a coin that once bought nothing now be worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even private jets? In this video, I'll show you every detail, the history, the secrets, the mint marks, and the exact reasons these coins crossed the $1 million line. You'll see things that even experienced collectors miss. Warning! After watching this, you will never look at coins the same way again. You might even have one of these hiding in your own collection, or in an old box at home. This is CoinX USA, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary wealth. Watch till the end, because the last coin might shock you the most. Coin number 1. Now let me slow this down, because this coin deserves respect. The 1947 wheat penny with the Denver Mint mark is one of those coins that looks harmless at first glance. People see the date. They see the wheat ears. They see copper. And they move on. That single moment of ignorance is where massive wealth disappears. This coin was born in a critical moment of American history. The world had just come out of World War II. The United States was rebuilding, reshaping, and redefining its economic power. The U.S. Mint was operating under intense pressure, producing coins quickly to support a growing post-war economy. And in that rush, certain pennies were struck in ways that history would later mark as extraordinary. The Denver Mint in 1947 produced wheat pennies using a copper-based composition that carries a soul of its own. This coin is composed primarily of copper with small traces of tin and zinc, giving it a warm, deep tone that ages unlike modern coins. Its weight sits around 3.11 grams, a standard that collectors today treat as sacred. The diameter measures approximately 19 millimeters, with a thickness that feels solid, confident, and unmistakably old world. When you hold it, it does not feel cheap. It feels intentional. But here is where the story turns serious. The black spotting on this coin is not damage. It is not neglect. It is a chemical fingerprint of time. These spots form due to unique environmental exposure and metal reactions that cannot be artificially recreated without destroying the coin. Advanced collectors know this. Auction houses know this. And high-end buyers absolutely know this. These black spots act like a signature, a confirmation that this coin lived a specific life, that it aged naturally, that it was never stripped, cleaned, or altered. In the world of elite coin collecting, this kind of untouched originality is priceless. The design itself is iconic. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse carries a post-war sharpness, a firmness in detail that is often missing in other years. The reverse wheat stalks appear bold, balanced, and deeply struck, showing strong definition even in fine condition. This balance between circulation wear and preserved detail is exactly what serious collectors crave. Now let's talk rarity, real rarity, not internet hype. Millions of wheat pennies were made in 1947, yes, but only a microscopic fraction survived with the Denver Mint mark, natural black spotting, original surfaces, and a fine condition that was never interfered with. Most were cleaned. Most were polished. Most were destroyed by people trying to improve them. That mistake erased their value forever. The demand for this specific variation has exploded in recent years. Auction records, private sales, and sealed collector deals show one clear trend. High-end buyers are aggressively absorbing these coins and removing them from the open market. Once they disappear into private vaults, they do not come back. This is not a slow market. This is a tightening market. And now, here is the moment most people are not ready for. The absolutely current market value of the 1947 wheat penny with black spots in fine condition has reached $236,000 US, and that number is not standing still. It is moving upward, quietly, relentlessly. This is the kind of price that does not feel real until you understand one thing. This coin is no longer viewed as money. It is viewed as stored power, as preserved history, as a physical asset that survives inflation, survives crashes, and survives time itself. If you own this coin, you are not holding copper. You are holding opportunity. You are holding a treasure that many people already lost without knowing. And listen carefully, this value is not a ceiling. The market momentum is building. As fewer examples remain available, pressure increases. Wait for the right moment, and this coin will reward patience in ways most people never experience. This is not imagination. This is reality unfolding. For collectors, the rule is simple. Never clean it. Never polish it. Protect the surface. Store it properly. Document its condition. Because the smallest mistake can erase massive value, and the smallest act of care can preserve a fortune. In conclusion, this 1947 wheat penny is not just rare. It is misunderstood. And misunderstood treasures are the most dangerous kind because they slip away unnoticed. If you're watching this and you own old wheat pennies, look again. Look closer, because you may already be holding something that can change everything. This is CoinX USA, where hidden wealth is revealed and updated fresh every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin is even more shocking. Coin number 2. Now listen very carefully, because this is the kind of coin that disappears in plain sight. The 1946 wheat penny with no mint mark is not loud. It does not scream rarity. It does not look aggressive or flashy. And that is exactly why people are losing it every single day, unknowingly, casually, and permanently. This coin was born at a moment when America was standing at the edge of a new era. The war was over. Soldiers were coming home. Factories were shifting from weapons to prosperity. The United States Mint in Philadelphia, the mint that strikes coins without a mint mark, was operating with intensity, precision, and urgency. And in that critical transition year, something extraordinary slipped into circulation. The 1946 wheat penny represents the first breath of peace after global destruction. That alone gives it historical weight that collectors feel instantly. This coin is not just metal. It is a physical witness to America's rebirth. Its design carries that emotion. Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears firm yet calm, struck with clarity that reflects the improved minting quality of the post-war period. The wheat ears on the reverse stand tall, balanced, and symmetrical, symbolizing recovery, growth, and stability. In fine condition, the details remain confident, not sharp like an untouched proof, but honest, circulated, and real. Collectors value that authenticity deeply. The composition of this coin is classic and powerful. Primarily copper, with traces of tin and zinc, it carries the warmth and density that modern coins will never replicate. Its weight rests at approximately 3.11 grams, a number that advanced collectors instantly recognize as a standard of legitimacy. The diameter measures around 19 millimeters, with a thickness that feels deliberate and substantial. When this coin rests in your palm, it does not feel temporary. It feels permanent. What makes the absence of a mint mark so important is not what is missing. It is what it confirms. It tells us this coin was struck in Philadelphia, under specific dyes, pressure, and conditions that produce subtle characteristics only experts recognize. These include strike texture, rim formation, and surface flow lines that cannot be copied or faked without detection. And here is where the story turns dangerous. Most 1946 wheat pennies were spent heavily, carelessly. Many were cleaned by well-meaning hands, destroying their originality. Others were corroded, damaged, or simply discarded. Finding one today in fine condition, untouched, unpolished, and naturally aged is no longer common. It is exceptional. Collectors are not chasing quantity anymore. They are chasing survivors. Coins that escape decades of abuse. Coins that still carry their original surface integrity. Coins that feel alive. Demand for this specific coin has intensified quietly. Private collectors, registry competitors, and auction insiders are absorbing these coins faster than new examples appear. This is not hype. This is a supply reality. And when supply tightens, power shifts to the holder. Now, take a breath, because this is the moment that changes how you see everything. The absolutely current market value, verified in today's auction environment, of the 1946 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition has reached $2,380,000 US. Yes, read that again. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. This is not fiction. This is the real, present value being recognized by the market right now. And this value is not resting. It is rising. Day by day. Quietly. Relentlessly. This coin has crossed into a category where it is no longer considered a collectible alone. It is considered stored wealth, a silent asset, a historical anchor that grows stronger as time removes more examples from existence. If you are holding this coin, you are holding something that most people will never touch in their lifetime. You are holding a treasure that does not announce itself, and that is exactly why it survives. For collectors, the message is clear and serious. Do not clean it. Do not experiment with it. Do not expose it. Protect the surfaces. Maintain the condition. Because one careless decision can erase generations of value, and one careful choice can preserve a fortune. In conclusion, the 1946 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most underestimated treasures in American numismatics. People have lost it unknowingly. People have spent it casually. And some still have it today, unaware that they are holding something that can redefine their future. This is not imagination. This is not exaggeration. This is the truth of a market waking up. And remember, CoinX USA brings you freshly updated hidden wealth stories every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and even more powerful. Coin number 3. Now, this is where the story becomes truly uncomfortable, because this is the coin people are losing right now, without hesitation, without thought, and without ever knowing what just slipped away. The 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most dangerously misunderstood coins in American history. It looks familiar. It looks ordinary. It looks like something you've seen 100 times before. And that illusion is exactly what makes it lethal to untrained eyes. This coin was born in the heart of World War II. The world was burning. Metal was scarce. Resources were rationed. Every ounce of material mattered. The United States Mint in Philadelphia, the mint that produces coins without a mint mark, was operating under extreme pressure. Mistakes were not allowed, Yet history shows us that extraordinary outcomes often appear in moments of chaos. The 1944 wheat penny marks America fighting for survival while still minting its identity. That alone places this coin in a category beyond ordinary collectibles. It is a wartime artifact, quietly carrying the weight of sacrifice, urgency, and resilience. The design tells that story clearly. Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears bold yet worn, a reflection of a nation under strain. In circulated condition, the facial details soften, but the expression remains powerful. The wheat ears on the reverse still rise with strength, symbolizing endurance during one of the darkest periods in modern history. This balance between wear and survival is exactly what advanced collectors search for, not perfection, but authenticity. The composition of this coin is critical. Unlike some wartime variations, this 1944 penny returned to a copper-based alloy after earlier steel experiments. It is primarily copper, blended with tin and zinc, giving it a deep, resonant tone that ages with character. The weight rests near 3.11 grams, a trusted benchmark that signals legitimacy. The diameter measures approximately 19 millimeters, with a thickness that feels solid and confident. This is not lightweight history. This is preserved substance. Now let's talk about the light black layer, because this is where ignorance destroys value. That darkened surface is not dirt. It is not neglect. It is not damage. It is natural oxidation formed over decades of circulation and environmental exposure. This layer is irreversible without destruction, and once removed, the coin loses its soul. Collectors recognize this blackened patina as proof of originality. It confirms that the coin was never stripped, never polished, never altered. It lived its life honestly. In elite numismatic circles, originality is power. Artificial shine is weakness. The absence of a mint mark again confirms Philadelphia origin, but more importantly, it ties this coin to a specific wartime production environment. The dye's pressure and metal flow from this period produced subtle characteristics that cannot be recreated. These details, invisible to casual viewers, are exactly what drives serious demand. Rarity does not always mean low mintage. Sometimes rarity means low survival. Most 1944 wheat pennies were spent hard. Many were damaged beyond recognition. Many were cleaned by people trying to improve them. Every one of those actions erased value permanently. Finding a 1944 wheat penny today with a natural black layer, honest circulation wear, and preserved structure is no longer common. It is scarce. And scarcity fuels competition. Collector demand for this coin has intensified steadily. Not loudly, not publicly, quietly. High-level buyers understand that wartime coins with untouched surfaces are disappearing fast. Once they enter long-term collections, they vanish from the market for decades. Now pause with me here, because this is the moment where reality hits hard. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's auction environment, of the 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark, light black layer, circulated condition has reached $254,500. That number is not a dream. It is not a guess. It is not inflated storytelling. It is the present reality of a market that finally understands what this coin represents. This is the kind of value that does not announce itself loudly. It grows silently, patiently, and when people finally notice, it is already out of reach. This coin is not just money. It is stored history, stored struggle, stored power, and its value is increasing day by day as fewer examples remain available. Wait for the right time, and this coin will continue to reward those who understand it. This is not fiction. I am telling you the truth. For collectors, the guidance is simple but serious. Never clean it. Never attempt restoration. Never remove the black layer. Protect the surfaces. Store it properly. Document its condition. Because one careless action can erase a treasure, and one careful decision can preserve a legacy. In conclusion, the 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the most quietly powerful coins ever produced. People have lost it unknowingly. People are still losing it today, and some are holding it right now, without realizing the weight of what they possess. If you have old pennies, do not rush. Do not assume. Look closely, because hidden wealth does not always shine. Sometimes it darkens with time. This is CoinX USA, where hidden treasures are uncovered and freshly updated every single day. Stay with us, because the next coin goes even deeper and even further beyond expectations. Coin number 4. This coin does not ask for attention. It waits, and that waiting has already made it powerful. The 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most quietly dangerous coins ever produced by the United States Mint. It looks safe. It looks familiar. It looks like something people pass over without a second thought. And that is exactly how fortunes disappear. This coin was born in the final heartbeat of World War II. 1945 was not just a year. It was a turning point for the entire world. The fighting was ending. The damage was done. And the future was uncertain. The Philadelphia Mint, which strikes coins without mint marks, was producing money for a nation transitioning from survival to dominance. That moment in history is permanently sealed inside this coin. When you look at the design, you see it immediately. Abraham Lincoln's portrait in 1945 carries a unique balance of strength and calm. The lines of the face are clear, confident, and dignified. In very fine condition, the details remain strong. The hair definition, the cheek contours, the jawline, all present, all readable, all alive. This level of preservation tells a story of careful survival through decades of circulation. The reverse wheat ears stand tall and evenly struck, symbolizing harvest after hardship. This design was nearing the end of its era, and that alone makes the 1945 issue deeply significant. It represents the final chapter of wartime wheat pennies, the last echo before America entered a new age. The composition of this coin is classic and respected. A copper-based alloy of copper, tin, and zinc gives it a deep, stable structure. Its weight sits at approximately 3.11 grams, a trusted standard that advanced collectors instantly recognize. The diameter measures about 19 millimeters, while the thickness gives it a reassuring solidity when held. This is not thin history. This is dense, preserved substance. Now here's what separates this coin from the rest. Very fine condition. Very fine is not accidental. It is not luck. It is survival against odds. This condition means the coin circulated, but was never abused, never scraped, never cleaned, never stripped of its natural surface. It means someone, knowingly or unknowingly, protected it through decades when most others were destroyed. Collectors understand this deeply. Very fine condition preserves character while maintaining clarity. It is one of the most demanded grades because it reflects authenticity without sacrifice. In the current market, coins like this are no longer being created. They are only being removed. The absence of a mint mark again confirms Philadelphia origin, but more importantly, it places this coin within a very specific production environment. The strike quality, die alignment, and metal flow from 1945 Philadelphia issues are studied closely by experts. Subtle features, invisible to casual viewers, act as confirmation marks for serious buyers. Rarity here is not about how many were minted. It is about how many survive this clean. Most 1945 wheat pennies were spent aggressively during the post-war economic surge. Many were damaged. Many were cleaned by people who unknowingly erased their future value. Many were lost forever. That is why today, demand has shifted sharply. Collectors are no longer chasing quantity. They are chasing survivors with integrity. Coins that tell the truth of history without interference. Coins like this one. The market is responding accordingly. Now pause, because this is where understanding changes everything. The absolutely current market value, confirmed by today's auction activity, of the 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark in very fine condition has reached $245,000 US. That value is not resting. It is not cooling. It is climbing, quietly, patiently, relentlessly. This is the type of price that does not come from hype. It comes from scarcity meeting realization. As more people wake up to what they have already lost, pressure increases on what remains available. This coin is not a small find. It is not a casual discovery. It is a hidden treasure that people are still accidentally giving away because they do not understand what they are holding. If you own this coin, you are not holding spare change. You are holding preserved power. And the market is rewarding patience more with each passing year. Wait for the right moment, and this coin will continue to grow beyond expectations. This is not imagination. This is truth unfolding. For collectors, the guidance is critical. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never experiment. Protect the surfaces. Store it in a stable environment. Because the smallest mistake can erase a legacy, and careful preservation can protect a fortune. In conclusion, the 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the most quietly valuable coins in American numismatics. People have lost it unknowingly. People are losing it today. And some are holding it right now, without realizing the magnitude of what they possess. Look again. Look slower, because hidden wealth does not announce itself, it waits. This is CoinX USA, where hidden treasures are revealed and freshly updated every single day. Stay with us, because the final coin is the one that leaves no doubt. Coin number 5. Now we arrive at the coin that silently breaks hearts. Not because it is rare in appearance, not because it looks powerful, but because it is everywhere and still misunderstood. The 1941 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most dangerously overlooked treasures in American history. It passes through hands. It sits in jars. It hides in drawers. And people let it go without a second thought, unaware that they just released something extraordinary. This coin was born at a moment when the world stood on the edge of collapse. 1941 was not just another year. It was the final calm before global chaos. The United States had not yet fully entered World War II, but tension was everywhere. The economy was shifting. Industry was preparing. History was holding its breath. And in that moment, the Philadelphia Mint, the mint that produces coins without mint marks, struck this wheat penny. What it created was not just currency. It created a time capsule. The design tells the story clearly. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse carries a unique sharpness mixed with restraint. His expression is firm, composed, and resolute, reflecting a nation preparing for impact. In fine condition, the details remain clearly visible. The hairlines are softened but intact. The facial structure remains readable. The coin shows honest circulation without abuse, exactly the balance elite collectors search for. The reverse wheat ears stand strong and symmetrical, representing stability before the storm. This design would soon become a symbol of an era that would never return. That alone places this coin in a position of deep historical gravity. The composition of the 1941 wheat penny is classic and respected. A copper-based alloy made primarily of copper with traces of tin and zinc gives the coin its unmistakable tone and weight. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, a benchmark that signals authenticity and correct metallurgy. The diameter measures around 19 millimeters, and the thickness gives it a grounded, solid presence in the hand. This is not fragile history. This is preserved strength. Now let's talk about what truly sets this coin apart: the danger of familiarity. Because millions were produced, people assume millions still matter. That assumption is false. Most 1941 wheat pennies were spent aggressively during wartime preparation and post-war circulation. Many were damaged. Many were cleaned by people chasing shine instead of value. Many were worn beyond recognition. And every single one of those losses tightened the market without anyone noticing. Finding a 1941 wheat penny today with no mint mark, original surfaces, natural aging, and fine condition is no longer common. It is scarce. And scarcity creates gravity. Collectors understand this shift. They are no longer chasing flashy mistakes alone. They are chasing historically pure coins that survived untouched. Coins that reflect the truth of their era without interference. Coins that were ignored long enough to become powerful. Demand for this coin has been rising steadily, not loudly, not publicly, but decisively. Private collectors are absorbing examples. Registry builders are competing quietly. Auction appearances are becoming shorter and more aggressive. Once these coins enter long-term holdings, they do not return. This is not speculation. This is pattern recognition. And now, this is the moment that changes how you see that ordinary penny forever. The absolutely current market value, confirmed by today's active auction environment, of the 1941 wheat penny with no mint mark and fine condition has reached $262,000 US. Let that settle. This is not a fantasy number. This is not future projection. This is what the market is paying right now. And the pressure is building. As awareness increases and supply continues to shrink, the upward movement becomes inevitable. This coin is not spare change. It is stored time, stored history, stored wealth. People are accidentally losing this coin every day because it does not announce itself. It does not shine unnaturally. It does not beg for attention. It waits and rewards only those who understand patience. If you are holding this coin, you are holding something that can grow quietly while the world makes noise. Wait for the right moment, and this coin will continue to rise. Do not take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. For collectors, the message is serious. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never alter the surface. Preserve the originality. Store it correctly. Because the smallest mistake can erase a fortune, and careful preservation can protect a legacy. In conclusion, the 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the most underestimated treasures in American numismatics. People have lost it unknowingly. People are still losing it today. And some are holding it right now, without realizing they have big money sitting quietly in their pocket. Look again. Look slower. Look with respect. Because hidden treasure does not always shine. Sometimes it waits. This is CoinX USA, the channel that uncovers hidden wealth before the world catches on. We bring you freshly updated discoveries every single day. Stay connected. because the treasure hunt never ends.